Okay. So my name is Mario Espinosa. I'm a husband, father, a Christian theologian and apologist, and an aspiring astronaut. I'm competing in the SERA Space competition to be one of 6 people to fly aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket. And I will also be representing both the United States and Mexico. I've spent over 25 years in the healthcare industry, and I'm currently working as a healthcare HR recruiter in the Texas Medical Center here in Houston, Texas. In terms of my educational background, I hold a Bachelor of Science degree in Information Systems Technology, as well as a Master of Science in Human Resource Development, both from the University of Houston. And I'm currently pursuing a Master of Theological Studies at Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, and I'll be graduating, God willing, here in December of 2025. But beyond the titles and the degrees, I'm also a digital media and content creator, a blogger, a former Space Center Houston launch crew member, where I guided tours through NASA's Johnson Space Center. I'm also a proud crew member of the Inspire 24, which is a community of space-positive advocates promoting access to space for all. And my call sign with this organization is Leo Prime. So what first inspired me to join the competition was that it was the achievements of the Inspiration 4, Polaris Dawn, and the FRAM-2 missions. They showed me that space isn't just for career astronauts. It's for citizens with a mission, a message, and a heart to serve. I was also deeply inspired by the commercial and citizen astronaut programs from SpaceX, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, Axiom Space, and SERA Space. They've opened doors that seemed to be sealed shut, and they've made space feel reachable. And then there's the Citizen Astronaut program from Space from Humanity, and their vision of democratizing access to space and of sending diverse voices to orbit. Well, that resonates with me deeply, with my own calling, if you will. And as a matter of fact, they were the ones that sent the second born person from Mexico into space. Her name was Katia Echacereta, and also a fellow Inspire 24 member, Dr. Iman Jahangir. He's also one of their citizen astronaut ambassadors. And these programs didn't just inspire me, they, for all intents and purposes, activated me. They made me believe that my dream wasn't just possible, but that it was also necessary. My passion for space began at the age of 7. I fell in love with the idea of becoming an astronaut during a school field trip to NASA's Johnson Space Center. That moment planted a dream in me that never let go. And then at about 19 years old, I became a tour guide at Space Center Houston, and everything I experienced while working there made the dream of becoming an astronaut even bigger. And as a boy, though, my space interests were also shaped by science fiction movies and shows like Star Trek and Space Camp. But for me at that time, these weren't just movies or shows, they were visions of what humanity could achieve and become. Well, let's see, one of the most defining moments of my life was sitting inside the new mission control room that was being built while the consoles and the control rooms were being built. I was sitting in the viewing room there, and the experience helped me to choose my educational path. It showed me that preparation matters and that dreams require a vision and a roadmap as well as discipline. But there was another moment that happened about the same time, one that changed everything. At that time, when I didn't know if I would go to college, when I wasn't sure what path to take, and honestly, I didn't think I was cut out for higher education at that time. I discovered the story of astronaut Dr. Story Musgrave, his educational achievements, his versatility, his journey as an astronaut. They lit a fire in me. He doesn't know me, but what he accomplished, that showed me that it was possible that someone with curiosity, with grit and faith could pursue a college education and reach, for lack of a better way, reach for the stars. So Dr. Musgrave, he inspired me to believe in myself, to pursue my degrees, to chase the dream of becoming an astronaut. And every step since, from technology, healthcare, human resource development, to theology, and from digital media to space advocacy, all of it has been shaped by his influence. And each degree I've earned has taught me that with the right mindset, faith, and commitment, I can accomplish anything. I've learned to stick with the process, persevere, adapt, improvise, overcome, believe in myself, and most of all, have faith in God. So the reason why going to space is deeply important to me personally is because I believe that the God of the Holy Bible is the creator of the universe, and to see his creation from orbit, to experience the overview effect, that would be a sacred encounter, a moment of awe, of worship, transformation. And I want to bring all of that experience back down to earth. And then secondly, I want to represent my family, my community, those who've been unrepresented in the space conversation. I want to inspire everyone, not just to dream, but to believe and act on that belief. I also want to help advance I want to help advance space medicine and bioastronautics. I strongly believe that what we can learn in human spaceflight can heal lives here on Earth, and it can shape the future of human spaceflight and improve healthcare for generations to come. And above all, I want to fulfill a God-given childhood dream. I hope my participation in the SERA Space competition inspires people to love, to be humble and curious and courageous. When it comes to love, for example, for me, this begins with Christ Jesus. So everything I do must glorify and honor his holy name. He must increase and I must decrease. So my love for him is the foundation of everything, including my love for my wife, my kids, my family, and my friends. And then my wife lives with multiple sclerosis, and so I want her and our children to know that I would go to the moon and back if it meant helping find a cure for her and others like her. And so I want my family and friends to feel proud knowing their love and support have carried me this far in the competition. And then when it comes to like humility and curiosity, because I'm an average Joe, I try to live up to that nickname, Super Mario. I want people to see themselves in my story, and to know that you don't have to be perfect to pursue something extraordinary. You just have to be willing to serve, to learn, and to love. And then when it comes to courage, there's a verse in the Bible in the book of Joshua where God told Joshua to be strong and of good courage. And Jesus shows us the ultimate example of strength when he gave his life for the salvation of all mankind. And so I want to follow that example, to face every challenge with courage, even if it means risking everything, because if my journey can help others, then, well, it's worth it. So the most challenging part of the competition thus far, I would say, getting people to download Telegram and participate in the challenges. It's not just about asking people, it's also about educating them, encouraging them, and then following up with them, so that hopefully they'll sign up and support your journey. And then tech support for the mission control app. I'm not trying to bash, but that's been a whole nother adventure. And then there's content creation fatigue. That's real. So when you're trying to stay visible, stay relevant, and stay faithful, it can take a little bit of a toll on you, get you tired, make you feel sleepy. But but every challenge has been worth it, because it isn't just about me. It's about the message, the mission, and the movement. If I could run any experiment in microgravity, it would focus on space medicine, specifically finding the cause and cure for neurodegenerative diseases like multiple sclerosis. As I mentioned earlier, my wife lives with multiple sclerosis, and I do believe that space medicine holds answers we haven't yet even discovered, and answers that could change lives, hers and countless others. And then I'd also like to pursue bioastronautics and studying how microgravity affects the human body, because if we're going to go colonize other planets, then we need to understand how to protect and preserve human health in space. Space research, it isn't just about going out into the stars. I think it's about life here on Earth, and it drives advances in STEM, medicine, and healthcare. It drives innovation. It fuels entrepreneurship and strengthens economies, and it reminds us to be better stewards, if you will, of this planet, to take care of it, to protect it, and to honor the gift that we've been given by God. Human spaceflight and space exploration teaches us perspective. It teaches us unity, and it teaches us hope. Okay, so my biggest dream for humanity's future in space, that I think that we become a multiplanetary species, but not so much for the same reasons that maybe were mentioned by Elon Musk. I believe human habitation across multiple worlds will unlock new hubs of innovation, places where science, technology, and commerce flourish in ways that we've never imagined. And I would also advocate for human spaceflight. Well, I do advocate for human spaceflight in STEM, because I believe that there is much that we can accomplish. I see a future where STEM and space exploration leads to healing, where discoveries lead to things like unity, where the cosmos, the stars, are part of not just our story, but God's story too. And yes, I love science fiction. I grew up on Star Trek and other shows, and I want to see if that kind of future will happen, one where humanity reaches outward, not just with rockets or spaceships, but with compassion and curiosity and courage, and most importantly, with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Okay, so for anyone who wants to learn more about me, my ministry, my mission, you can find me online at about.me/Mario Espinosa. This is where I share my reflections on the Christian faith and worldview, my ongoing journey to try to go to space and to become an astronaut.